This is question 2 of my evaluation, and that is, how effective are your main task and your ancillary tasks? The first point I'd like to make is I'm going to have 2 categories in this, and that will be similarities and differences between all of the products that I've produced. The first product I'm going to mention is my trailer, which is my main task. So we've made a social realism kind of thriller trailer about a boy who's struggling with demons of his mind, really, and a lot of crime going on around him, and he's done something, but you don't quite figure that out in the trailer. My ancillary tasks are, we've got a poster, which obviously promotes the film trailer, and we've got a magazine, which is to promote the film trailer as well. The first thing I like to mention is the colours are on my tasks, all of them are quite similar. We've got dark black and white for my poster and my magazine. In my magazine, obviously, I had a bit of red, but that is just an aspect of a film magazine, you have to do that. My poster is mostly black, obviously with the background of the city lights that we took, and the text of the font is white, which is the same in my magazine as well. The black background, just Owen by himself, and a font which is white. Also, this is seen in my trailer as well, as throughout it was also filmed at night, which is obviously dark. The theme of the city in the poster relates to the theme and genre of a grimy area, and you can link that to the train going past in the dark alleyways of my trailer, going up the woods by himself. It all kind of links to the grimy, social realistic theme. My trailer features the hashtag what goes around, and that is at the end when the title card pops up. One says loops, and then there's a few more shots, and then after that there is the title cards which says coming soon, or November 14th it says actually, and then it has hashtag what goes around, it says get involved above it. I've also kind of done this as well in my poster, because I've added the whole slogan or tagline of the film is what goes around comes around, so that fits in with it. It's also said in my trailer as well by one of the other characters known as Nathan. In the poster, Owen's wearing a hoodie. He also wears this in the trailer when he's sat down in the dark on the phone to Phoebe. You can barely see it, but you can kind of see a similarity between them. In the magazine, he wears a black Alessi bubble coat, and this is seen in the film when he handles the baseball bat, and mostly throughout. I've also took a picture of that, him wearing that, for my poster as well, but you can't really see. However, it is in all 3 elements of my tasks. The clothes are similar throughout. You get like a street urban and almost chav feel for them, if you're saying chav. The name of the star, who's Owen, is at the top of the poster, and it's featured on its own, and I think this gives a connotation and hints at the narrative of the trailer, because it's the fact that Owen seems to be alone throughout the trailer, and he's almost battling his own demons, and you could say that he's also dealing with crimes that are around him and what he's done and what you're trying to figure out what he's done. This is also seen in the trailer when he's walking down alleyways in the woods alone with a baseball bat. He's on the train track, so that obviously hints at what's going to go on in the film. The magazine hints at theme, which is the genre of thriller and social realism, as it features a tagline, Buckley is back, darker than ever. And this shows throughout the trailer, not only with it being dark in terms of weather, because it was filmed at night mostly, and it was filmed in the winter and the spring night, so we didn't really have much time after college, so that's when we could film it, it's the only time. But in terms of acting and the story that the main character is trying to put across as well, he also acts quite dark and he's moody, so I think it does fit. The magazine that I've done even says the embodiment of grime culture. It's a quote that I've done by my friend who's called Adam Davison, and this hints at the genre, the theme of the trailer itself, grimy, so it gives away a hint of that. Overall, for similarities between all my products, so my trailer, my poster and my magazine, I would say that the emotion of loneliness and Owen, who's the main character who plays Liam, he's just dealing with emotional problems and the problems that he has made for himself. You can see there's no supporting actors or actresses in the poster or magazine. It's just him by himself, or there might be two of him in my poster, but it's still himself. There's nobody else. And again, with my trailer, there are only ever people in the trailer who have small roles, but they're also going after Liam at the same time, so he's kind of by himself, and you can see this throughout all of my products. Apart from his girlfriend, obviously, Chantel. However, he isn't in a good place with her because of what he's done, and you can see that in the little confrontation scene they have when she's asking him what he's done and he can't explain. So yeah, I think that's that. In terms of similarities, that's everything, I think, with all of my products. And now we're going to move on to differences that I'm going to address in each of my trailer, poster and magazine. First one is font types for the name of my trailer on each of the poster and magazine, which is Loops, obviously, and I've used the font Helvetica Regular. The fonts aren't the same in the poster and magazine, which could affect the synergy of the film franchise almost, maybe. It could confuse people to what the film is being promoted. In the magazine, I've used more of a square kind of font to put the name Loops, but it does fit with the font that's in the rest of the magazine, so I probably should have singled it out and put the same font that's on the other products I've made. Another thing I'd like to mention is that the magazine and the poster don't really highlight the violent aspects that are in my trailer. All it is on the poster and the magazine is just Owen by himself, and then obviously on the poster there's the city lights in the background, and all you've got on that is the text to promote it, and there's no supporting characters in it. There's no obviously in the trailer we've got cars, trains, baseball bats and bits of violence, obviously where Owen gets punched in the face. There's none of that in the poster or the magazine, nothing mentioned, no pictures of anything, and I think that could give off a different genre and a different theme to what the film actually is. Obviously in the trailer the montage of the violence is the most important bit as it tells most of the story, so this isn't obviously seen in my magazine and my poster, which it should have been. In the trailer you can see the production company logos that I've done, so I've got ESS Productions, and that's obviously stands for my name. And then you've got I think it's Gem Pictures or Gem Productions. That's seen on title cards and they pop up just at the beginning of my trailer. However, I haven't added these into my poster, which I probably should have done, looking at other people's posters and looking at posters that I've seen for other films. They're just at the bottom usually, but I haven't added them in. I should have put them in under the steel tongues maybe, so that obviously people can see the synergy between each of the trailer and the poster. The last thing I'd like to mention is that overall I think my main task and my ancillary task are quite effective, just because there's a lot of similarities between each product and there are less differences between them all. So yeah, overall that's what I think.